Hi, Head Start friends. For those of you who don't know, my name is Miss Heather, and I am a Head Start teacher, and I work at the Walkersville classroom. And today I'm going to be reading you a story about guinea pigs. These guinea pigs are our classroom guinea pigs. We have Remy, and we have Rosie. And Remy and Rosie typically live in our classroom. And my friends help to feed them and play with them and give them water. But right now, they're living at my house and their cage is right there. So today, I'm going to read you a story called Sammy, the Classroom Guinea Pig. And Remy and Rosie are going to hang out. There's Rosie. And here's Remy. And they're going to hang out with me while I read the story. There's Rosie. There's Remy. And they're going to listen too. Listen to see if you can hear them making any noises. Because Sammy, the guinea pig, will make some noises. Oh, I hear it. Do you hear them squeaking? Sammy, the classroom guinea pig. Sammy had his own little house. Inside was a soft blue sock. He liked to take naps on it. The soft blue sock had a hole in it, but Sammy didn't mind. There's Sammy, snoozing away. Here's the pictures. The house had two doors, one to run in and one to run out. Sometimes he ran in the out and out the in. Sometimes he slept on the roof. Sammy felt safe knowing he had a place to hide. Our guinea pigs have a little house and it's purple. Sammy had a big cage to scamper in. Scamper? What does scamper mean? Scamper means to run and play. His food bowl was always filled with fresh guinea pig pellets. He had hay to chew on, water to drink, and a round block of salt to lick. Sammy liked his home. Sammy almost looks like our Rosie here, brown and white. Here's the picture. Sammy couldn't read a clock, but he always knew when Miss B, the teacher, would arrive. Every morning she brought him a treat. But today she was late. Weep. You hear them weeping? Sammy squeaked in greeting when she finally appeared in the doorway. Yes, yes, I hear you, said Miss B. She was thinking of all the things she had to do. She hurried and offered him a piece of carrot. There's Sammy. Sammy stood up on his hind legs, a difficult trick for a guinea pig, to take the carrot. Can you hear them squeaking? I hear you squeaking. Guinea pigs have individual tastes. Sammy liked many kinds of fruits and vegetables. Miss B's class had learned that Sammy's favorite treat of all was cantaloupe. Have you ever had a cantaloupe? Let's see. Rosie's favorite treat are oranges, and Remy's favorite treat is carrots, and they both love hay. Here's another picture of Sammy. Like most guinea pigs, he loved freshly cut grass. In warm weather, the children would bring him a great bunch, sometimes with dandelions. They were careful, though, not to bring him grass from the roadside, where it could be polluted by cars and other animals, or from a lawn treated with chemicals. We get all of our treats from the pet store or the grocery store. Here's a picture of all the kids coming in for the day. Sammy heard the voices of the children in the hall. They burst into the classroom, all talking very loudly. Weep, weep, Sammy cried happily, adding, Everybody settle down, please, cried Miss B. Soon, all of the students were sitting in their seats and watching Miss B write on the blackboard. Sammy watched, too. But as the lesson began, Sammy felt something bothering him. It bothered him more and more and more, and he could not contain it any longer. And he shrieked at the top of his lungs. Sometimes I hear them do that too. Oh, Remy turned around. Let's turn her back around so she can hear the story. There you go, Remy. He sprang onto the roof of his house and he squeaked again. He leaped off and began to run, kicking wood shavings everywhere. Miss B stopped writing on the board. "Oh, for heaven's sake," she exclaimed. "What is the matter, Sammy?" Look at his face. He squeaked and squealed again, speeding in circles around the cage. Another burst of shavings fell onto the floor. All of the children turned in their seats. "What's the matter, Sammy?" What could be the matter? What's the matter with Sammy? Miss B and her students gathered round the cage. Sammy stopped scurrying and let the teacher pick him up. She lifted him up with 2 hands to be careful. Sammy found himself nose to nose with the teacher. "What is the matter?" See him kicking around all the wood shaving? Sammy shrieked again. Uh-oh. Everyone loved Sammy and were very worried. "Is he sick?" asked Robbie. "When guinea pigs don't feel well, they usually sit quietly with their fur puffed up," Miss B explained. "His appetite is good, which means he's been eating. There's no wetness around his eyes or his nose, which would also tell us if he were sick. He looks fine to me." "Is he afraid of something?" asked Eric. One time, Remy had an infection in her eye, and we had to give her eye drops at school. If Sammy were frightened, his instincts would tell him to run in his house and be quiet. So I don't think it's that. I've taught you to talk softly and be gentle when you play with him. That way, he won't be afraid of us. He will think of us as his friend. Maybe something is hurting him, Mrs. B. Uh-oh, he looks kind of worried. What could be worrying Sammy? What do you guys think? What's wrong with Sammy? Well, let's take a look. Sammy felt himself being lowered onto the table. Miss B lifted up each of his little ears and looked under them. He felt her fingers parting his fur to reveal his skin. He wished she would scratch him under his chin because he liked that. "Do you see any red marks or bald spots?" That would tell us if Sammy had a skin problem. Now that could make him upset. But Sammy's skin looked perfectly healthy because we keep his cage nice and clean. It's unlikely he would have that problem. I can't imagine why he'd be screaming, said Miss B. Why do you think he's screaming? Sammy decided he didn't like them looking through his fur anymore, and he began to make unhappy noises. "Will he bite?" asked Tanisha. "Most guinea pigs don't bite," replied Miss B. "They only bite if they're very frightened." She let Sammy go, and he immediately stopped complaining. He began to waddle along the tabletop, sniffing the surface and squeaking just a little bit. Can you hear them squeaking just a little bit? "That's his exploring sound," said Miss B. Sammy was enjoying himself. He likes to explore new things. So do our girls. They do like to explore new things. Sammy made his way to Maria and touched her nose with his nose. That's how guinea pigs recognize and greet each other. They touch each other's noses. Let's see. You see them playing? "That means he's happy," she said. Sammy was glad when Maria picked him up and cuddled him. Her sweater was soft and warm. "Miss B, I think I know what's wrong with him." She thinks she knows. Let's see. "I think it's because today is Monday." "What?" everyone exclaimed. Sammy was alone all weekend, Maria explained. I think he's glad to see us. He wants our attention, that's all. Miss B studied the guinea pig. Sammy, she said, is this true? Is that what's the matter? He was lonely, and he's so excited to see all of them. Maria set Sammy down on the table, and everyone gathered closer. Sammy felt someone scratch his chin. He scrunched up his nose in pleasure. He chuckled happily. All his friends were back. Oh, look at his face. He looks so happy that all of his friends are back at school. The end. And this is Sammy, the classroom guinea pig. Thank you for listening to our story. Remy and Rosie both say goodbye. And we'll see you soon. Thanks.